Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Let's take another look at Bitcoin, see what's going on here. We're kind of still ranging. There's not much to note. Nothing crazy happened overnight or anything. Basically, just right here in this current range of 83,000 to 85.5. It's kind of a rough estimate, but pretty close to that. We can see the price action retesting the higher point twice and the lower point twice as well. Again, for the most part, we're more likely to see the price break up than down, just based on the simple fact that we derive from the downside. Okay, so that's kind of how continuation patterns occur, where the market makers, they essentially like to trap late shorts, and oftentimes the price will take off on because of that. So there's a lot of little things we can look at here that will help kind of clarify. So let's go ahead and do so. And if you're new to the channel, if you've been watching for a while, either way, thank you again so much for being an amazing part of my life. You can do me a favor, just hit the like button every single time you watch a video, and it really helps grow the channel. I'm surprised we see less than 5% of the people that watch this and actually are benefiting from it, actually hitting the like button. So if you could do that every single time, just helps us out a lot. Thank you so much. So 83,000 and 87,000, we got liquidation above and below the price. We've known this for a little while. That's what range bound activity does. That's exactly why when you compress into a range, the breakouts are stronger and faster, because of the simple fact that you have liquidation piled up both longs and shorts. Okay, so at this point there are more longs starting to pile up below the price than above, implying that we have more people believing the price is going to go up, and that makes sense. But just keep in mind that could incentivize the price to go down too. However, from a macro perspective, as per usual, we can see upwards of 90,000 plus, 90 to 92 specifically. It's that next area of heavy liquidation. We can see liquidation delta starting to get closer to break even here. This is usually a sign of reversal or just in general indecision, and that oftentimes will tell us that we don't know what direction the price is going to go. In most cases, that's how that works. But the odds of the price going up, I think, is a little higher, and I'll explain more so about that here soon. Not because I'm biased towards Bitcoin or any other reason otherwise. Simply put, there's more factors indicating the price should go higher than it will go lower, and I'll explain that so you understand. But we do have some potential resistance here, of course. Well, we've known this for a little while. 85,000 is held like a champ, so we got a significant amount of open interest at 84.8, 85.7, and 86,000. So to presume the price will just shoot to 90,000 is a little bit presumptuous, but there is potential for that. Just keep in mind we got support at 83,000 here, so roughly the same amount of support and resistance if you look above and below the price. So once more, just kind of reaffirms the current range that we're stuck in. So if we take a look here at the daily time frame, you can kind of recognize that we're right here at the 20 and the 50-day SMA, obviously above the 20 for the last 5 or 6 days. This is excellent news. We are also hanging out right there at our local point of control at 84,000. So to me, 84,000 with this heavier amount of volume below the price between 84 and 82 reinforces the support below the price, and therefore reduces the odds of the price shooting straight down. Pending a fundamental catalyst occurs that kind of shoots the price in the opposite direction, I do feel like we're starting to see this base getting formed, and the likelihood of further upside is greater. Well, that being said, this isn't monumental by any stretch, but we are maintaining above 50 in the RSI, reinforcing support. We can see MACD is effectively continuing higher, but the money flow index is slightly lower. But once more, that occurred mainly because we saw some aggressive selling candles yesterday and some weird volume. That shouldn't be factored in here, just based on how funky things got with the Fed meeting yesterday. When we look at the 4-hour time frame, we can recognize, excuse me, we're overall moving averages. The local point of control, once more, 84,000, kind of below the price action. We're maintaining above 50 in the RSI. Money flow index is low, but once more, that's kind of a metric we don't want to worry about for the moment. MACD converging and stochastic converging. MACD's trying to. So we don't have like a monumental shift in momentum here, but what you got to recognize, folks, when things get range bound, a lot of momentous indicators get thrown off. Same thing with my favorites, Ichimoku Cloud and the hourly. It doesn't really tell us a whole heck of a lot. It kind of just lets us know that we're stuck in a range, and that we keep wavering above and below a specific price, which is at 84,000 level. So overall, based on the overall sentiment here from a macro perspective, I think that's probably more of the larger time frame benefit. We can see we've broken our descending trend line on the macro here as well. I think there's a distinct probability we're going to go a little bit higher here. And when I say a little bit, I'm not talking 90,000. I think 90,000 is a little bit more than what I would like to expect. But I do think from a liquidation standpoint, the 87K range makes more sense here than it would to break down, just based on our volume base here and a decent amount of support in the area. So Those are my 2 cents. What are your 2 cents? Why don't you comment below? Let me know. Hopefully we can come to a conclusion here soon and get this figured out. Is it going to make or break here? We're kind of in this range. It's hard to say specifically, but I do feel like we are personally on the verge of a breakout here. So that's all we got here, folks. Thanks so much again for watching. Always like, subscribe, and follow if you haven't already. Join us over on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord, and be sure to check out Bitunix too, folks. It's the best exchange that we use, but majority of my members in the U.S., Canada, and all that, and we do like having a no KYC or VPN required exchange. It's just very helpful. All right, folks, have a good one. We'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself out there.